Okay, I want to discuss the installation of the Nanoduct sensor cells and electrodes into the holders. In the manual they show position 1, 2, and 3. Position 1 shows this arrow in this position, 2 is here, and the lock position 3 is over here. What you're really looking at is the recessed area where they all line up. So you can see that if you're right here, it's still slightly blocking it and won't allow the sensor to go down all the way. Okay, in this position, in the unlocked or the position 1, you can see that this recessed area is all open, which allows the electrode to fully drop all the way through into the holder, and then it will allow the lock to be moved over to the lock position. What's happening here is if you turn it over, you can see that it free floats, which allows constant contact against the arm and is held in position all the way down so that it pushes against the arm. Okay, when you want to install the sensor, you still got the same rules. You want the notches aligning with the top and the bottom, which allows the sensor to pass all the way through to the arm. Then you can move the locking ring over to the locked position. That allows the sensor to sit and swivel and make complete contact with the skin. Okay, I'm going to discuss installing and connecting an electrode to the Nanoduct holder. If you look at the holder itself, in this position, the recessed notches do not line up with each other. So as you turn it, you can line it around till both notches, the lower notch and the upper notch, are even. Then you put the sensor or the electrode, either one, in this position and press it all the way down so you're going past the lock assembly, and then rotate the collar until you get the arrow lined up with the electrode or sensor over into the number 3 position. Okay, installing the sensor, you've got the same as the electrode. You want to make sure your notches line up, the top and the bottom, so that you've got this, so the sensor can go all the way past the lock. As you press it down, you rotate the collar until it goes and twist it to the number 3 position, where the arrow is perpendicular with the flat of the sensor or the electrode. One of the things you can look at to try and determine for problem solving is if you notice the bottom of this electrode, the plastic is all deformed and chewed up. That's a sign that this electrode's been installed into the holder incorrectly and not locked into its correct position. Okay, if the holder is in the locked position and you're not paying attention to what's going on, you actually can install the electrode or the sensor incorrectly if you put it in place and twist the sensor or the electrode. It feels like it's locked, but what you have is the electrode or sensor has not pushed up against the arm completely. The holder's in the locked position and you try and install the sensor, you put it in place and you twist it. It locks in place, but the sensor is not pushed through as far as it should. I will go back through and install it correctly so that it's in the locked position. Now you can see how much further the sensor protrudes past the holder to make contact with the skin.